What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. This is episode 2 of Harlem, and we get to pick up where we left off with Camille seeing Ian. And we want to know, is she actually going to touch his shoulder and talk to him, or is she going to run away from him again? Now, the rest of the crew, they have their own issues, and we're going to see a little bit more of that in these next coming episodes. But first, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we want to know, is Camille trying to rekindle that old fire, or is she going to run away from it? My guess is I don't think she's going to face that. Not right now. It's too early in the season for her to actually go up to Ian and tell him, you know, I've been thinking about you. I be daydreaming about us back in the bed. But let's jump into it. This is episode 2 of Harlem. We start off with Camille narrating, and she's talking about if you don't pay attention to what you did, you're more likely to repeat your past, and that could be a bad thing. Now, on the other hand, if you learn from your past, going forward, you'll be in a better situation. Hopefully, theoretically. Now, Ty has her cousin come up here, and she's reading palms. Quinn, she's over there. Ooh, ah. Ty's like, chill. I don't believe any of this stuff. Now, what her cousin does say is, hey, man, some trouble, some of your past may come back and haunt you. And now Camille, she's starting to deep dive into it. Maybe I have a past mistake that I made that is coming back. And I'm looking at it, maybe that past mistake is doing our boy Ian wrong because he went to go become a chef. But she's thinking hard about it because we know she still got a couple of feelings in that heart. You know what I'm saying? There used to be an icebox, but she's thinking about him. That's why every time she brings him up in her mind, she's thinking about when they was in that bed. Now, if you guessed that Camille was going to run off and be scared, you were right. Now, she gets spooked. She runs off. She knocks a lady over with glasses, and she sits down at a table like, uh-oh, hope don't nobody see me. Now, Ian, he seems like the perfect gentleman. He doesn't work there, but what does he do? He goes and helps the waitress pick up the glasses. And Camille, she gets on out of there. Now, of course, the ladies, they're saying, you just now telling us that you seen Ian last night? She's saying, well, it just brought it up. And Ty is saying he's probably just in town because he's visiting. And now she's thinking, oh, man, we got 2 friends that have an engagement party. And me and Ian actually hooked them up. You hear Quinn talking about, you never hooked me up with anybody. Quinn, chill. Call me. Now, Angie was up there singing her tail off. And we mentioned that there may be people up there that can discover you. Now, she actually gets a card from a guy that owns his own label. And he got big things popping. He told me, Angie, I want you to pull up tomorrow so we can discuss some future endeavors. Everybody like, okay, Angie about to get a job. Guess what we all want. Now, they're saying, hey, if Ian is back in town going to that little engagement party, you should go. You should meet up with him. And Ty's like, he's the only one that can really get you like this. And, when she's feeling down, Ian can lift her up. She ain't seen him in a while. He can also beat it up. You know what I'm saying? Ty's making big moves, though, because we got to get back to reality where she lives. And she's saying a queer woman is going to be in Forbes, in tech. And that's already a hard field to get into, to be a black woman and to be queer. Now, that's big things popping. So she like, you know what? I got an interview coming, 2-page spread. So I'm like, man, congratulations. I'm glad she didn't take that $750,000. That's really low ball, especially in today's day and age with technology. 2021, an evaluation should be at least $5 to $10 million, especially when you have an untapped market. The POC, people of color and queer. Yeah, man, that's a lot of money. That's at least $1 billion. I'm a numbers guy, so I should be finishing my MBA up in like February, March. So when I'm hearing all these numbers, I'm like, man, my head's just running. But she's asking her, how is your relationship with old girl? She's saying, man, it's actually not going good. And they work together. So it's not like Ty can just dodge her. We're going to be seeing each other on a day-to-day basis. Never date someone you work with. Because when it's over, it ain't over. Y'all got to see each other. Camille's out here. She's teaching and everybody's like, okay, she did a good job. But you know how it is when you leave a presentation, you're like, all right, cool. Glad that's over with. What's for lunch? This young lady, Nora, comes up here and she was the only one clapping, talking. She's like, how do you do it, professor? And she's trying to take notes. And Camille's thinking, I just go with the flow. And she's like, no, really, how do you do it? And all she can do is take it as a compliment because she's thinking, where are we going? This is just a presentation. Robin walks in. You remember her, the boss? She comes in. Hey, Camille, we got a little presentation over here. I'm going to be presenting. Please show up. Camille says, oh, I'm going to try. She's like, yeah, that means you're not coming. Now, Nora's talking about, hey, ma'am, I'm going. I could actually walk with you. She's like, you should try, meaning don't do it. Don't come. Do not come with me. You talk too much. Now, you remember Brittany. She's the one that's going to have the engagement party. Camille runs into her. It's an old place they used to get their hair done. And she's like, oh, hey, how's it going? Are you coming to my, my engagement party? She's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there. She's saying I should give you some credit because you and Ian hooked us. Oh, did I say Ian? Because she knows that their relationship probably ended abruptly. So she's like, oh, my bad. And she's saying, oh, no, it's fine. I'll show up. Even if Ian is there, I'm not worried about him. I wouldn't miss this party for nothing. Now she's kind of getting forced into showing up to it because you can't tell somebody to their face, hey, I'm making a commitment and then not go. Now, me personally, I would say, oh, when is it? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to try to be there. No. The thing about Camille that we're starting to notice is once she gets nervous or she's trying to figure out what to do, she starts rambling. She thought, oh, I wouldn't miss that. Even if I was dead, I'd tell them drop my body off over there, have my funeral right there. I'm not going to miss this. She's like, hey, Camille, chill. You making it weird. She's like, oh, my bad. Angie shows up the brothers' pictures, and it isn't anything that she was expecting. They are deeply rooted with the African culture. The brothers talk about no longer will the black voice be asphyxiated with the trans culture of the Eurocentric picture. And he's like, hey, bro, chill. She's like, okay, so what do we have going on? Like, is it a movie? What is it? He's saying, oh, no, it's a play. It's the play of Get Out. And Angie's thinking, Get Out? In my head, I'm thinking, you need to take whatever job you can get. Don't go back to Quinn's house without a job. But, hey, some people, they just do what they want to do. Angie goes over to Quinn's boutique, and she's in there saying, yeah, they offered me a job, but it's a background musical for Get Out. And Quinn is like, okay, you should do that. She's like, you think I'm going to take a job being a background singer to Get Out? I would have turned around and said, the hell I do. You going to take a job where they cash and checks at. You need to get some money and get up off my couch. But Angie, she has a dream and she's sticking to it. You got to put that pressure on people that aren't trying to do anything. When they have a job presented to them and they don't take it, you need to put some pressure on their ass or they just going to be sitting around doing nothing. Quinn has a customer and she goes in there. Oh my goodness, that outfit. Oh, it's to die for. She's trying to make that sale. Now she's saying, Angie, now isn't this a good dress? She's like, she ain't gonna buy anything, but yeah, it's a good dress. Now Quinn's saying when the lady buys this, a lot of the money is gonna be donated to feed the homeless. And I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. You're donating a little bit of money to the charity. What are we really bringing in? What are the numbers looking like? Angie over there talking about she don't never buy nothing. She's a professional window shopper. You still got to be cool with the customers. You still got to be courteous. Even if they don't buy nothing this time, the second time, the third time, still word them out. Oh, I went down to this one boutique. It was straight. Angie out here messing things up. Quinn goes over. She opens up an envelope and it turns out the rent then went up. Now, if she had somebody that was with her, a man preferably, would tell her, hey, stop donating that money to feed the homeless. We got to feed ourselves and pay this rent. So now it looks like they ain't really making money in here. So this shows you everything that glitters ain't gold. She got this nice boutique. She wants to do clothes, but she ain't making no money. She can't pay the rent. Now Quinn's talking about, oh man, I got to go to my mom and borrow some money. Angie talking about, don't worry about that Amex because she been charging that car. Don't worry about that. We need to try to sell some more stuff in here. And Quinn's like, that's what I try to do every day. Now, she doesn't want to borrow money from her family. I won't even say borrow money. She doesn't want to take money from her family because she doesn't want to hear her parents give her a lecture. Mainly her mom saying, oh man, you need to get a husband. You need to do something. Now, the first thing I would have did if I was, entangled or in a relationship with Quinn is, let's downsize. Let's get out of this building. Let's move everything to an online front until we can get that money. Because if you can't afford the $2,500 on rent because you're not selling anything, you're donating all that money to the homeless. How about we stop donating to the homeless and we open up an online boutique and then only have the building open maybe on the weekends and talk to the landlord. But she wants to have this boutique and it's hurting them pockets. Angie and Quinn both agree they need to go get this money from her mom. When they show up, her pops, he's at work And we know that he's a lawyer or in a law firm from what she told her date. And the mom is saying, hey, we're doing a fundraiser. And guess what? One of her old exes, he's in here. She goes over and she introduces herself to Damien, of course, her ex, and his wife, and soon to be mother of his child. And she's looking, but you can low key see that she's like, dang, if I'd have just stayed with Damien, I may have been married with a kid by now. That's supposed to be me. Hey, past mistakes. We seen it in the very intro of the show. It is what it is, though. You got to keep moving forward. Quinn's mother is raising a fundraiser for this lady named Isabella, and she's talking about she might be the youngest person, even younger than AOC, beat her record out, to be in Congress. And she's saying, look, Quinn, you could use her as a mentor. Now, Quinn, she has pride. She's older than this young lady. She's thinking, oh, a mentor, someone younger than me. Sometimes younger people with the experience that they have, they may know more than you. You just got to hear them out because it's free to listen. It's free to listen to someone give you advice. Angie being Angie, she goes over there. Mama Quinn, we need some money, $2,500 worth, because we can't pay the rent. Oh, Angie, come on, man. And you're doing it in front of guests. She talking about, my bad, I can't think. She goes over there and talks to her mom, and her mom is giving her the truth. Quinn's talking about, I'm a designer, mom. I need this, what I'm saying? That's what I do. And her mom says, me and your dad can't be the only people buying stuff here. And they're not even buying stuff. They're paying the rent. So that means nothing is being sold. And like she said, hey, if you had a husband and stopped giving all the money that you make off of products to the homeless, you got a huge overhead, Quinn. And I would get you right. We would get a business plan together. Your mom wouldn't have to cash these $2,500 checks. I mean, if they wanted to give it to us out of generosity, okay. But I would get us on track. Isabella comes over and Angie and Quinn, they're talking about her mom. Like, oh, man. But Angie does make a good point. Your mom is keeping the business open. And when Isabella comes over, she's saying, your mom is so nice. She raised a lot of money for us. And Quinn says that's because she believes in what you're doing. She doesn't believe in that boutique, but it keeps her daughter, I guess, busy. And Isabella says, look, coming from nothing, there really aren't any expectations. So let's just say F expectations. And Quinn hears that and she's like, you know what? I like you. You might actually be a mentor. And this is what you see a lot with privileged kids. You come from a family with money. There's expectations of you to be able to make money and keep it up. So sometimes there's a lot on you. But in this case, Quinn is stretching herself thin where she doesn't have to do this. If you got parents that are going to support you like that, move this to an online, online business. Do it out of your house. Boom. Put up models, post it, sell it. There you go. You're making money. Now, we know Ty, she said her relationship with LaShayla is over with. So she came up with a plan that I'm going to break up with her first. I don't know why people care about who breaks up with somebody first. Hey, once it's over, it's like shit, party. Now she goes here, and you remember she said she doesn't normally date masked women, meaning the other masculine one. And LaShayla's pulling all her moves, talking about, I'm going to break up with you. It's not you, it's me. And Ty's like, hey, that's my move. So they get in a little shouting match on who's really breaking up with each other. And everybody's looking. And Ty's like, hey, I broke up with her, y'all. Don't believe anything you heard. I broke up with her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can see myself hanging out with Ty and Angie. Angie cool as hell. She gonna say whatever she want. Ty, she thinks she a player. I'm gonna get her up on her game. We gonna get her as a player. And you hear Angie say, look, the only way to get over old P is to get new P. And that's exactly what Ty talking about. I'm gonna go find me something new. I'm gonna smash that. And then I'm going to eat that beef and broccoli that I still got up at the house. So she's on a mission. I'm talking about, hey, give me and Ty another drink. Angie, you want one? You know what I'm saying? This on me. These my homegirls tonight. Hey, Ty smashes that drink. She looks over the rail. Mind you, they're at a gay bar. She sees this young white thing, goes down there. Reminder, she owns a dating app for queer people of color. But she's down here with the colonizer. I don't know how that's going to play out, but all the girls, they talking about, why are we here? Whenever we come to the gay bar, Ty always leaves us. Let's go to McDonald's. Ty, hey, you might be part of the game, player. So she goes back to the house with the white woman and they get it on. Hey, Ty, she went in there. She did what she's supposed to do. Quinn talking about, I hope she's worth ditching us. She was. I think I smell her cooking me breakfast. Later. All right, let me give you the 4 rules of a one night stand. 1, try not to ever go back to your own place. Number 2, if you do go back to your own place, lock up all your valuables. Number 3, it's 2 parts to this. Don't be a heavy sleeper. And if you do go to sleep, have your arm or your leg on them so you can know when they're moving and they get up. And number 4, set an alarm kind of early in the morning so you can wake up and get them out of your house at a decent time. That's just my rules. Now, when she wakes up, she thought she smelled breakfast. It was just that beef and broccoli is gone. Old girl ate and dipped. We got Camille. She's getting ready because we're going to this engagement party and she wants to be prepared just in case she runs into Ian. Hey, Ian. Hey, Ian. And she doing all this. She on the ground. I'm talking about, why would you be on the ground crawling towards Ian unless he taking you home after this event? Just a moment for Meagan good appreciation. Golly. All right, back to the regular schedule program. Camille meets up with Robin to hear what she has to say about the rally that she was the keynote speaker at. And also we know that Robin put in a good, good referral for Camille to be a full-time professor. Well, it turns out she actually got suspended because at this rally, she said abortion isn't nothing new. It's been around. There are other ways for women to do things. Then she said people got upset with that. The trans people said not all women can have babies. And she said only biological women are what I'm talking about. Then the people that can't have kids, they got upset. Now, I don't know what all of these different groups are, but I respect them all. What your opinion is, how you feel, it is what it is. On this channel, we don't discriminate. But Robin, she got suspended for it. People get canceled all the time. So you got to watch what you say. But Camille's talking about, wait a minute. You got suspended? More drinks, because this could be bad for her. Now, this is some white people stuff here. She's talking about, also got a letter from the ASPCA. And if you don't know what that means, that's the Animal Society of Preventing Cruelty to Animals. And it says she can't adopt a dog for 5 years. So being suspended, that's bad. But not being able to adopt a dog for 5 years, that's the worst thing that she heard all day. I told you, that's some white people shit. Brittany and Paul are having a Titanic themed engagement party. First, I don't know why they're having that. Do they not know that the Titanic sunk and the love did not last? So I personally wouldn't have attended this. But this is a true story. In 6th grade, we did have to sing the theme song to Titanic. I'm talking about near, far, wherever you are. I believe that the heart does go on. I was tenor back then, so that's why I quit choir, because my voice got deeper. But y'all get the picture. Uh-oh. It looks like Camille's getting a little nervous. So she shows up. Hey, Brittany, here's your engagement gift. I'm going to get up out of here. So she's saying, you showed up to my engagement party to tell me you didn't want to be here? That's because she doesn't want to face Ian. Nope, she doesn't. Well, Ian shows up, handsome young man. I'm like, okay, I see you, brother. He shows up, and of course, the first thing she thinks is, damn, he was good in the bed. Like, hey, Camille, get focused. You up here, you got to play it cool, girl. We at the Titanic engagement party. And he's just like, he playing it cool. Like, hey, how's it going? Well, it turns out our boy Ian didn't show up alone. He has a nice young woman with him named Mira. And she has an accent from the UK. And if y'all know me, I love the UK. I used to go over there once a month when I lived in Germany. So that's 4 years of going over to lovely place. And she talking about, oh, nice to meet you. You're so beautiful. Have you seen a bathroom? My accent is terrible. But Camille's sitting there like, man, what the hell? Camille gets nervous. She goes back in the kitchen. Now, if I'm in the kitchen working, I'm like, hey, ooh, wait. Hey, man, I'm sorry you can't be back here. If you don't mind, I'll hit you up. You can come back later. But she calls Ty because she's panicking. Ty, Ian's here. He's with a chick. And she's like, okay, on a scale of 0 to Rihanna, how bad is she? She talking about she British. Now, I just told y'all about Britain. Now, she's like, Ian, he's not just back visiting his mom. He's back for good. So that means they're going to be running into each other, especially because Ian's mom, you remember the block that we first seen Ian on? His mom stays on the same block that she lives on. So she's definitely like, oh my goodness, he's back with a girl. I'm going to have to see him all the time. She doesn't know what to do. Now, they up there playing some Who Knows Brittany the Most. Paul's up there, he don't know a damn thing. But for men, we don't We don't remember all that stuff. Your favorite movie, unless it's something that we actually enjoy, then yeah, we ain't gonna remember that. And she's up there talking about how the hell could you? I'm like, hey, yo, Paul, you sure you want to marry this? She over here wilding out just because you don't know these answers. And you done put together this big ass Titanic engagement party. You just spent your hard-earned money, and she up here yelling at you, acting a fool in front of guests. Wouldn't be me. Camille, she like, you know what? I'm about to get up out of here. Ian's here. He got a chick, and she's pretty decent too. When she gets outside, Ian's out there smoking a little bit of weed. You know, it's legal out here in Cali. I don't know what the laws are up in New York, but he's like, smoke a little bit. And she's asking, how is your mom? And he's saying she asked about you. That's one thing about moms. My mom is cool with a couple of my exes, and I don't have nothing against that. I may not talk to my exes. I say what's up. I'm cordial. But moms, they're usually cool with them, especially if they didn't have any issues. Now, these two, they're just catching up a little bit. And y'all know how this turns out. It turns out Ian actually seen her at the open mic. He just didn't say nothing. But he does tell her that, you know, I was hoping that you would show up here. I wanted to see you, and you looking good. She's talking about, you look good too, except for you cut your hair. Now, I got that before too, because I usually rock the hair. Now, she's talking about, yeah, you still look good, exactly how I remember. And I just told Ian, this isn't a good move, man. You just brought you a woman with you. Back up. Don't do it, Ian. Keep your composure. I told you, Ian, leave this alone, man. She still got feelings for you. And of course, what does she do? She rushes over there and she kisses my boy. I'm talking about, we lit the candle. It's back. We about to get back together. Camille over here kissing my boy Ian. Now, he ain't back up, but she did put the move on him first. Remember that. Well, guess what? Mira comes outside and they stop kissing quick. She's like, oh, you're out here, you're getting high. Okay, yeah. Well, it was nice to meet you. And now Camille's thinking, man, where do we stand at now? Camille gets home. She in that bed. She can't sleep now because she just kissed her old flame. And she sends out a tweet. How can one tiny island hold so much of our past? She talking about New York City, people. My boy Ian ain't playing around. He lived right down the street. So what does he do? She comes outside. And she's like, hold on, let me say what I gotta say first. I seen you at the open mic, and I just really been thinking about all this. And I really regret the past. I want to know where we stand at now. She's talking about, I poured my heart out. What are you gonna say? Now Ian, he gets a little quiet and he's hesitant, but he tells her, I'm actually engaged. She's like, dumbfounded. There you go, episode 2 of Harlem. I told you the show was actually pretty good. Now, what do you think is going to happen between these two now that she found out he is engaged? Remind you, she kissed him first. Even though he didn't pull back, she kissed him first. Let me know what you guys think. I'm J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jerrie on the beat, boy.